Hello everyone, and I hope everybody is doing perfectly fine. So today I'll be discussing a very small topic just to give an overview of hematopoiesis to all of you. So to begin with, what is hematopoiesis? It is basically production of formed elements of blood. So three main types होते हैं mature blood cells के. One is your RBC, which we also call it as erythrocytes. Second is your WBC, that is white blood cells, which is also known as leukocytes. Third is your platelets, also called as thrombocytes. So basic function we should know. RBC help करता है in oxygen transport. WBC acts as your body's defense mechanism against any kind of infection or tissue injury. Platelets, it maintains the integrity of blood vessels and it helps in preventing blood loss. Now, this is a very important diagram or the flow chart you can say. Let me select a color. So, there is one hematopoietic stem cell at the top you can see. It has multipotential. It is also known as your hemocytoblast, the apex cell which you can say. The main one, downstream mein hum jayenge, then we'll see other cells which are being proliferated from it. So this multipotential HSC or the hematopoietic stem cell, it has two lineage. One is your myeloid progenitor, second is your lymphoid progenitor. Fine. Now this myeloid progenitor will give rise to your megakaryocytes, erythrocytes, mast cells, and myeloblast. This common lymphoid progenitor will downline, it will give rise to your natural killer cell, or you can call as large granular lymphocytes, small lymphocyte also, which is your T lymphocyte, and your B lymphocyte. B lymphocyte can further transform into a plasma cell. So this is all about the lymphoid progenitor. Myeloid से हमने देखा four main things: myeloblast, mast cells, erythrocytes, megakaryocytes, which releases your platelets. Now this myeloblast, it will give rise to your basophils, neutrophils, eosinophils, monocytes. And this monocyte downline can give rise to your macrophage or your dendritic cells. तो कॉमन जो होता है वो है स्टेम सेल. स्टेम सेल से आते हैं हमारे एक माइलॉइड प्रोजेनिटर आता है, एक लिम्फोइड प्रोजेनिटर आता है. लिम्फोइड प्रोजेनिटर गिव राइज टू लिम्फोइड सेल्स, प्लाज्मा सेल. Myeloid progenitor will give rise to your platelet, RBC, then mast cells, myeloblast. Myeloblast जो होता है वो downline it give rise to your neutro, EU, baso, monocytes. Monocyte then downline it give rise to your macrophage and dendritic cells. Now, few points about the lifespan of these cells. Circulating blood, bone. I'm not talking about bone marrow. जो blood में formed elements आ गए हैं, उसमें जब when you see the neutrophil, it has a very short lifespan, 24 hours से भी कम. Platelet, it has lifespan of 8 to 10 days. RBC has the longest, 90 to 120 days. So now this rate of production of these cells, these are normally regulated in healthy individuals. और जितनी जल्दी ये गायब होना, suppose as a neutrophil का lifespan is less than 24 hours, so it should be regenerated also within that time frame. So that this rate matches at the rate at which it is lost. So loss and forming of the elements should be matched properly so that you have the adequate number of that particular cells in peripheral blood or marrow at that time. Now, आते कहाँ से ये cells? These hematopoietic cells, they are coming from your hematopoietic organs. So in human embryo, first few weeks of gestation, yolk sac जो होता है वो main site होता है जहाँ से hematopoiesis हो रही है. By third month of gestation, first few weeks it is yolk sac, then third month of gestation to 2 weeks after birth, liver and spleen are the organ where your hematopoiesis occur. Then by 4th to 5th month, hematopoiesis will commence in your bone marrow and will become fully active by 7 to 8 months. So at birth, practically all the bones have this active marrow. So they are actively involved in production of the marrow or the formed elements. In childhood and adult life, marrow जो होता है, that is the only source of new blood cells. During childhood, what happens? Progressive fatty replacement होती है throughout the long bone. So by adult life, hematopoietic marrow जो होती है, that is confined to your central skeleton and proximal end of. तो adult life में hematopoiesis होगी सेंट्रल स्केलेटन में और प्रॉक्सिमल एंड ऑफ योर टीबिया, fibula, femur, tibia and humerus. So in fact, in these areas also 50% of marrow will consist of fat. So as the age progresses, your marrow is replaced by fat. Suppose, so you follow a rule of 100 minus age. Fine. Suppose my age is 30. So my marrow will be like cellularity of the marrow will be 100 minus 30. So 70% cells होने चाहिए, 30% fat is accepted. So ऐसे ही अगर 70 ईयर का इंडिविजुअल है तो उसमें 70 100 minus 70 is 30. So 30% cell should be 30% of the marrow should be there. Cellular content होने चाहिए उसके. और कुछ कुछ पैथोलॉजिकल कंडीशन में क्या होता है, नॉन हिमाटोपोइटिक मैरो हो जाती है, दैट इज नोन एज जो जहां से हिमाटोपोइसिस होनी थी उसके अलावा हिमाटोपोइसिस हो रही है कहीं और साइड से, दैट इज योर एक्स्ट्रा मेडुलरी हिमाटोपोइसिस. Now in bone marrow, developing blood cells, they are situated outside the marrow sinuses. After maturation क्या होता है, these cells enter the marrow sinuses followed by marrow microcirculation, उसके बाद finally release it to the circulation. So bone marrow में होता है आउटसाइड साइनसेस. साइनस होगा तो बोन मैरो के साइनस के थ्रू पेरिफेरल ब्लड में आ जाएगा. तो पहले वो आउटसाइड साइनस रहता है मैरो में, फिर वहां वो मैच्योर होता है. आफ्टर मैचुरेशन these cells will enter your marrow sinuses and then that will be coming into the marrow circulation. उसके बाद वो रिलीज होता है पेरिफेरल ब्लड में. Now this hematopoietic stem cells जो हमने सबसे पहला सेल देखा था उस फ्लो चार्ट में, so it has two stages. एक होती है mitotic division और proliferation और एक होती है differentiation. मतलब खुद भी one stem cell getting divided into two stem cell. एक ये हो गया कि mitotic division proliferation, और हर स्टेप पे वो क्या हो रहा है, डिफरेंशिएट हो रहा है. डाउन लाइन में न्यू सेल्स, सपोज इट इज गिविंग राइज टू योर myeloblaст is giving rise to your neutrophils, so that way it is coming down, so that is differentiation. So how the hematopoietic stem cell look like? So they have a small or intermediate sized lymphocytes, and their presence in the marrow you can demonstrate by cell culture technique by growth of colony forming units which pertain to different cell lines. Now this marrow, what happens, जो होता है ना, it provides a suitable micro environment for growth and development of hematopoietic stem cells. इसीलिए आजकल देखते हो थेरेपी भी होती है कि infusing your hematopoietic stem cells. So this जब भी हेमाटोपोइटिक स्टेम सेल्स इन ट्रीटमेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से अगर इन्फ्यूज की जाती है पेशेंट्स में, सो दे वेयर दे गो, सो दीज स्टेम सेल विल गो एंड सीड द मैरो सक्सेसफुली. तो मैरो क्योंकि उसको एक एनवायरनमेंट दे रहे हैं, माइक्रो एनवायरनमेंट वेयर इट कैन सस्टेन एंड ग्रो. अदर एरियाज में दे विल नॉट बी एबल टू थ्राइव प्रॉपर्ली. So you have to remember different properties. So marrow gives the hematopoietic cells a perfect microenvironment for which is suitable for its growth. Now there are different properties of hematopoietic stem cells. See, hematopoietic stem cells, they have immense capacity to differentiate into a variety of mature cell lines, and they have capacity of self-renewal also, and they express variety of cell surface molecules like CD34 positive होता है, CD90, CD117, CD133, CD164, CD110. Now this stem cell, they have adhesion molecules which assign them feature of mobility, कि वो मूव कर सकता है. तो वो किस फीचर से होती है, इंटीग्रिन्स, VCAM1, कीमोकाइन, CXCR4 रिसेप्टर. एंड इनफैक्ट ये मूविंग कैपेबिलिटी होती है इसकी स्टेम सेल्स की तभी जब पेशेंट को हम इन्फ्यूज करते हैं स्टेम सेल्स, सो दे गो इनटू द मैरो. मैरो में ट्रैवल करके जा रहा है, मूव करके जा रहा होता है, सो दैट मूवमेंट इज हेल्प्ड टू दी स्टेम सेल्स बाय द CXCR4 chemokine receptors. Now this हमने देखा था उस फ्लो चार्ट में, हेमाटोपोइटिक स्टेम सेल्स के दो टाइप के प्रोजेनिटर्स होते हैं. वन इज योर lymphoid that give rise to your T, B and NK cells, and non-lymphoid और myeloid trilineage stem cells, जहां से तीन चीज देखी थी हमने, मेगाकेरोसाइट्स जो प्लेटलेट दे रहा था, erythroid progenitors which will give rise to your RBCs, and third was your myeloid progenitor that will give rise to your eosinophil, basophils and monocyte. Monocyte downline will give rise to your macrophage and dendritic cells. So now this to control hematopoiesis or you can say myelopoiesis, इन सबको कुछ factors होते हैं जो कि control करते हैं उनके growth को. So they are controlled by certain endogenous glycoprotein like hematopoietic growth factors, cytokines and hormones. जैसे red cell formation के लिए important is erythropoietin. For production of your WBC, it is important is your granulocyte, colony stimulating factor. Then granulocytes and monocyte macrophage के लिए GM, CSF, platelets के लिए thrombopoietin. So these are endogenous factor which helps in regulation of these formed elements. Now coming to erythropoiesis, which is your RBC का production. So production of your mature RBC which is coming to your peripheral blood, which is initially taking place in marrow, that is known as your erythropoiesis. Now RBC production is influenced by different growth factors and hormones. जैसे कि हमने पढ़ा अभी erythropoietin. Now erythropoietin responds to hypoxia भी दिखती है in kidney. So this hormone जो erythropoietin होता है, it acts on marrow at various stages of erythroid precursor. So normal level of erythropoietin should be around 10 to 25 unit per liter. Now coming to erythroid, so erythrocyte, erythroblast, उसके बाद जो RBC form होगी last, so RBC which you get to see in your peripheral blood, so it starts from your erythroblast. So erythroblast का first cell होता है, it's your proerythroblast. So very large, you can very well recognize in the marrow. So it is earliest recognizable cell. It's very large, 15 to 20 micrometer in diameter. Basophilic cytoplasm होती है, bluish. I'll show you the diagram also. लार्ज सेंट्रल न्यूक्लियस होती है विद न्यूक्लियोलाई. न्यूक्लियोलाई क्यों होती है? सारे ना ब्लास्ट वाले फॉर्म जो होते हैं बहुत कम आते हैं पेरिफेरल ब्लड में, मैरो में तो होंगे. सो प्रिकर्सर फॉर्म्स होते हैं, इसलिए इनमें थोड़ा ब्लास्टिक फीचर्स ज्यादा होती है. सो लार्ज सेंट्रल न्यूक्लियस विद न्यूक्लियोलाई, डीप ब्लू कलर ऑफ साइटोप्लाज्म होती है, बेसोफिलिक होता है. व्हाई? हाई कंटेंट ऑफ आरएनए होता है व्हिच इज एसोसिएटेड विद एक्टिव प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस. सो एज द सेल मैच्योर, द न्यूक्लियाई विल लूज देयर न्यूक्लियोलाई and become smaller and dense. So जब भी प्रोएरिथ्रोब्लास्ट के बाद जो भी स्टेज आएगी उसमें क्या होगा, सेल छोटा हो जाता है, थोड़ा लाइटर हो जाता है instead of being the deeply basophilic cytoplasm. Now cytoplasm on maturation what happens lead to replacement of your dead blue progressively by pink, क्योंकि हमारी RBC जो होती है वो anucleated होती है और pink. यहाँ पे न्यूक्लिएटेड है और बेसोफिलिक है, तो इसका न्यूक्लियस धीरे धीरे वेव ऑफ हो जाएगा और बेसोफिलिक जो कलर है that will get converted to your pinkish. So each proerythroblast it will undergo 4 to 5 replication and 16 to 32 मतलब उसपे it will form your RBCs. So see, जैसे ये हमारा proerythroblast है, बड़ा है, cell size is big, nucleus is there in RBC and उसमें भी न्यूक्लियोलाई है, छोटे छोटे white areas दिख रहे हैं आपको न्यूक्लियस के अंदर. फिर ये थोड़ा साइज will come get little lesser, that will come your early erythroblast. Proerythroblast के बाद basophilic erythroblast or also known as early erythroblast. So this early erythroblast, these are round cells with diameter of 12 to 16. Size छोटी होगी 20 micrometer से 12 to 16. अभी भी nucleus large है, slightly more condensed than proerythroblast and basophilic cytoplasm है. Basophilic erythroblast undergoes rapid proliferation. Then comes your third one, intermediate erythroblast. ये size में और थोड़ा छोटा हो जाता है, 12 to 14 micrometer diameter. Nucleus is coarse and deeply basophilic. Cytoplasmic is polychromatic. Polychromatic means different luster, mixture of your basophilic RNA and acidophilic hemoglobin. So at this stage, cell जो होती है, it ceases to undergo proliferative activity. ये third stage. So this is your polychromatic. So here you can see cytoplasm lightly pink हो गया. Polychromasia means different mixture of colors always. Then comes your fourth stage, that is orthochromatic late erythroblast. This is the final stage in maturation of nucleated RBC. अभी तक nucleated है, fourth stage तक. Cell small हो रही है size में, obviously nuclei उसके और contract हो रहे हैं, pycnotic हो रही है with dark nuclear chromatin. Now cytoplasm is pinkish with diffuse basophilic hue due to large hemoglobin. Then comes your fifth is reticulocyte. Now nucleus is finally extruded off, निकल गया nucleus from the late erythroblast. अब रेटिकुलोसाइट्स रिजल्ट्स होती हैं, ये भी पॉलीक्रोमेटिक होता है. जुवेनाइल आरबीसीज होती हैं जिसमें न्यूक्लियाई नहीं है बट दे हैव राइबोसोमल आरएनए सो दे कैन सिंथेसाइज हीमोग्लोबिन. सो नाउ वी आर एट दिस स्टेज, रेटिकुलोसाइट, न्यूक्लियस नहीं है बट थोड़ा आरएनए रहता है. देन कम दिस रेटिकुलोसाइट्स स्पेंड योर 1 to 2 days in marrow, सर्कुलेट करेगा for 1 to 2 days in peripheral blood before maturing in spleen to become a biconcave RBC. So these are slightly basophilic है in shade. अब हम जो रेटिकुलोसाइट को स्टेन हम देखते हैं, use what stain we use for reticulocyte. It is brilliant crescile blue and new methylene blue. What is the normal range of reticulocytes? In adult you see as 0.5 to 2.5. बच्चों में हम infants में we see is 2 to 6. So जहां भी रैपिड रेड सेल रीजनरेशन हो रही है, जैसे हिमरेज हो रही है, तो क्या होगा कि ज्यादा आरबीसी आना पड़ेगा हमारे पेरिफेरल ब्लड में, तो रेटिकुलोसाइट प्रोडक्शन रेट बढ़ जाती है, तो उसमें रेटिकुलोसाइट्स काउंट बढ़ जाती है. सो रेटिकुलोसाइट काउंट विल इंक्रीज इन योर हेमरेज, hemolysis, hematopoietic response of anemia to any kind of treatment. So now we have mature RBCs. Red cell, how we describe RBC on peripheral blood. So these are non-nucleated, lack any kind of cell organelle, biconcave disc hoti hai. This is the RBC property. 7.2 micrometer in diameter, thickness of 2.4 micrometer at periphery and 1 micrometer in the center. Biconcavity hoti hai na, isliye they are more flexible, so they can pass through capillaries very easily. And 90% of weight of RBC is because of the hemoglobin content. And lifespan मैंने बताया था, it is 90 to 120 days. So when you see, we read about RBC also, RBC count, जिसे हम RBC indices पढ़ते हैं. So it is what you see in the RBC indices like MCV, RBC count का देखते हो आप पहले, hemoglobin देखते हो, hematocrit देखते हो, then RBC indices होती है जैसे MCV, MCH, MCHC, RDW and reticulocyte count. Just in brief about this, हीमोग्लोबिन क्या होती है, नॉर्मल वैल्यूज जो होती है ना, वेरी विद एज एंड जेंडर. सो हीमोग्लोबिन लेवल्स होती है डिक्रीज होंगी अनीमिया स्टेज में, लाइक एनी काइंड ऑफ आयरन डेफिशिएंसी, थैलेसीमिया, पर्निशियस अनीमिया, लिवर डिजीज, हाइपोथायरॉयडिज्म, हेमरेज, hemolytic anemia, and increased in polycythemia vera, congestive heart failure, COPD patients. Then coming to hematocrit, I'm just giving you an overview in this lecture. Detail of myelopoiesis we'll discuss in next lecture. So HCT, hematocrit is percentage of volume which is occupied by your RBC. Normal होता है इसका 40 to 54 in male and 37 to 47 in female. Increase होती है COPD, dehydration, polycythemia. Low hematocrit you observe in your chronic iron deficiency or acute blood loss. Then coming to RBC indices, MCV क्या होती है? It describes your size of an average RBC. Macrocytic होगा तो MCV will be more than 100 femtoliter. Microcytic होगी तो it will be less than 80 femtoliter. Normal it's 80 to 100 femtoliter. So MCV helps in giving you a basic idea, identifying the cause of anemia. Maybe because of macrocytic होगी due to deficiency of vitamin B12 or folic acid. Then microcytic हो सकती है maybe iron deficiency or hemorrhage. Then coming to your MCHC, average concentration of your hemoglobin in the RBC. MCHC you calculate as hemoglobin by hematocrit into 100. नॉर्मल रेंज होता है 33 to 36 ग्राम पर डेसिलीटर. इंक्रीज होती है स्फीरोसाइट्स में, डिक्रीज होती है हाइपोक्रोमिक अनीमियाज में लाइक आयरन डेफिशिएंसी, chronic blood loss and some kind of thalassemia. Then MCH, how you calculate it? It describes your mean weight of hemoglobin per RBC. So MCH you calculate by hemoglobin divided by RBC. Normal range होती है 27 to 33 picogram. And you have to interpret it with MCV. Decrease होती है when it is associated with microcytic anemia. Increase होती है when it is associated with macrocytic anemia and also seen in newborns. Then coming to RDW, red cell distribution width. So RDW देखते हो normal होती है around 12 to 14. Fine, it's basically denotes your variation in the size of RBC. जिससे अगर low MCV है, normal RDW है, so you can distinguish anemia of chronic disease from early iron deficiency. Early iron deficiency will have high RDW, MCV low दोनों में ही होगा, anemia of chronic disease में भी होगा और iron deficiency में भी होगा. But iron deficiency में RDW will be increased. There will be variation in size of the RBC. So increase होता है iron deficiency, B12, hemolytic anemia. Normal होती है RDW in anemia of chronic disease, acute blood loss, aplastic anemia and sickle cell anemia. Then coming to reticulocyte count, जो हमारा precursor form of RBC होता है. So these are your immature anuclear RBC which are polychromatophils. Percentage of reticulocytes in relation to total RBC or absolute number, how that we calculate it, reticulocyte count. ARC is absolute retic count. You calculate retic का percentage निकालो into your RBC count. Corrected retic count करते हैं हम patient की hematocrit divided by normal hematocrit for the age into percentage of retic. So these reticulocyte count, it basically helps you in what? आजकल तो जो जैसे 6 part 7 part CBC होते हैं, they give you more precursor form, like they give you immature reticulocyte fraction also, IRF. So उससे पता चल जाता है कि हमारा marrow active है and marrow is able to produce normal RBCs. So retic count is very important. कि बस precursor form हमारा ready है for the RBCs. It means marrow is marrow regenerate कर रहा है your retic count. So RBC will appear normally in your peripheral blood gradually. And it shows response to your treatment also. Anemic patient iron deficiency का you are giving iron. तो आप देखोगे treatment कैसे assess करते हो आप? You see the retic count. The reticulocyte production index भी होती है RPI, जैसे मैंने बताया immature reticulocyte fraction वैसे होती है RPI. So RPI basically क्या होता है? जो shift reticulocytes होते हैं, they take longer to mature in peripheral blood. मैरो से रिलीज हो गए, फिर उनको टाइम लगता है 2 दिन मेच्योर होके वो पेरिफेरल ब्लड में आते हैं. सो इट इज रिलेटेड टू योर सिवियरिटी ऑफ अनीमिया. काउंट कैसे करोगे आप? रेटिक काउंट इनटू पेशेंट हेमाटोक्रिट में नॉर्मल हेमाटोक्रिट डिवाइडेड बाय 2. सो आरपीआई से हम देखते हैं रिस्पॉन्स टू अनीमिया कि मैरो जो है properly act कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा in production of reticulocytes which will further get converted to your RBC and takes part in normal hematopoiesis. So अगर RPI बहुत more than 2 आ रही है, it means RBC production is increasing. तो ये कब होगा? Bleeding होगी. Then hereditary hemolytic anemia में जहाँ भी disorder, bleeding disorder हो रहे हैं, ये acquired hemolytic anemia. Less than 2 होता है जहाँ RBC production ही inefficient है, like in your aplastic anemia, marrow is not working. Iron deficiency anemia, thalassemia, anemia of chronic disease, and megaloblastic. So these are few conditions you should know where your reticulocyte count is increasing or decreasing. So till now we have discussed normal hematopoiesis, normal formed elements क्या होते हैं, basic flow chart which you have to remember, and today I highlighted the RBC part. So in next lecture I'll be discussing myelopoiesis in detail. With that we can discuss few leukemias as well. So thank you so much for your patient hearing. Kindly like, subscribe and share my channel. Thank you so much.